absolutely heartbroken that we couldn't have the Rogers Scholars Program in person last year. The first time in 24 years that we had not been able to have the camps in person. And it broke our hearts. And luckily, we have a few of those 2020 program graduates here this evening, and you'll get to see them in a short bit. But we're thrilled that they showed back up, and we want to give them a certificate and so forth and welcome them. But just like every one of us had to do, we had to be flexible, we had to adapt. And we did. I think we'll come out the other side with a different perspective than probably what we had going into the pandemic. But what I really missed and what I've loved this year are those one-on-one relationships that we build in this program. To be able to sit down and have conversations without hiding behind the mask, to be able to have those conversations and build those relationships, and for these young people to build those relationships. They are building relationships that will last throughout their life. I see it every single year, that students that meet in this program that have never met before, and they carry those relationships long after they've left here. So that's important. That's really important. We didn't get to do that last year, but I'm just so thankful that we are able to do that. Parents, thank you so much for sharing your sons and daughters this week. I would say probably most of your households have been a little bit quieter this week, but we've enjoyed them. It's Scholars, as I told you just a little bit ago, it's a thrill for me to get to meet each and every one of you, to sit down and have conversations with you. I apologized to you then, and I'll apologize to you now that I didn't get to spend near as much time at the camp as I would like. If I had my way and I didn't have anything else to do, I'd spend all of my time there with you because I love this program that much. I am passionate about this program. I am passionate about the young people in our region. And I think, we've got to nurture those. We've got to keep as many of them in this region as we possibly can. So I'm just thrilled that you're in the program. As you are probably aware by now, for the last several years, I think we've been 8 years on the campus of Lindsey Wilson, and then last year or 2 years ago was our first camp on the campus of Morehead State University. Dr. Bill Luckey and Dr. Jay Morgan are huge, huge supporters of this program, and I can't thank them enough, and I actually would ask that you give them a round of applause. Scholars, one of the goals of this program is to challenge you, to push you, to get you out of your comfort zone, to make you think a little bit differently maybe than you did, and to look at all the possibilities that are open to you. What we're trying to do is put you on that path to success at a young age and get you started on the right foot, and I think this program does that very, very well. We have the Rogers Explorers program, and it's got a lot of good components, but this one is the one that we really have put our effort into to try to make sure that we get you started on the right track. You've had some incredible speakers, as I heard from our discussions a little bit ago, maybe a few too many speakers, or maybe they're just too close together, but all of them are valuable for the program, and they're all about trying to make sure that you understand what we're trying to do at the Center for Rural Development, create that well-rounded individual that then's going to go on and change this region forever. Dr. Capilouto, he challenged you, get involved in more programs like this. And Kenny Davis, who liked Kenny Davis this morning? Incredible, incredible message, and I'm so pleased that we're able to get him each and every year because Kenny does have an incredible story. I've heard it probably twice a year for the last 15 years, and I still love hearing that story every time he brings it. You're now part of an elite group of right at 1,500 students that we've graduated through this program. And with that goes some responsibility. You are now an ambassador to the program. Some of you told me that you didn't hear about the program until the last minute. You need to be the ones out there being our voice, making sure that everyone hears about this program in your home county, in your home school, because we've got to reach the students throughout this region. Be our ambassadors and tell the others. I had a mentor once, and he was actually, he took a great interest in me and helped me along in my career, and we all need those mentors that help us. But he said the true measure of a person is how they respond once they're knocked down. And boy, we've been knocked down, haven't we? Every one of us have been knocked down. But we're going to respond. We have responded. We're going to come out this, the other side of this thing much stronger than we were when we went in. But it shouldn't change our attitude about life. It really shouldn't. Eleanor Roosevelt once said, "Remember, no one can make you feel inferior without your consent. Don't let anyone make you feel inferior." And I think many of us are not living our dreams because we're living our fears. And it's okay to be afraid. It's okay to have fears. But don't let that be the guiding principle in your life. And I promise you, 25 years from now, you will have more regrets about those things that you didn't do or those things that you didn't try than those things that you did. So be bold. Be the very best version of yourself that you possibly can. And we talked about this one in our session a little earlier. Find your passion. What is it that lights you up each and every day when you get up? What makes you want to get out of bed and go conquer the world? Find that, because life is too short to be in a miserable existence. Whether it's a job, whatever it is, life is way too short. And if there's anything this pandemic has proven to us, life is too short. Find your passion and go after it with every single thing that you can. And we're going to continue to be with you throughout your journey. You know, we want to help you expand those horizons to figure out what it is that you want to do in your life. Some of you told me that you want to leave this region, you want to go other places. I encourage you to go and do other things. Take an international trip, go on a mission trip, go to other states. But I challenge you then to come back and make Southern and Eastern Kentucky the very best that we can possibly make it. And lastly, I will say, don't let anyone steal your joy. We had an HR director that was her mantra every single day, is you're going to deal with hard things every single day. You're going to have people that come into your office and all they want to do is complain. Don't let anyone steal your joy. And I really think that we have to address, and you guys are at the forefront of this, but we've got to address this growing division that I see in our society. We see it in every facet of our life now. And I'm more troubled each and every day by the dissension that I see in our communities, in our schools, even in our churches. We have got to overcome some of those things. It's okay, it seems like, to have an opinion as long as it matches what everyone else's opinion is. You can't have an opinion of your own or you're just wrong. That's not how we're supposed to be. That's not how life is supposed to be. Again, life is too short for us to be like that. And you're going to meet a lot of people in your life that's going to disagree with you. That doesn't mean they're right, doesn't mean they're wrong, it just means that they have a difference of opinion. But it doesn't give you the right to treat them any less than with the greatest respect that you possibly can. Never stop caring. Look for the opportunities for understanding and empathy. And I guarantee you'll have a much fuller life if you do that. We've got to stop tearing each other down and start building each other up. And you guys can lead this. You absolutely can lead this. I don't care if it's in your schools, in your community, in your church, in your clubs, whatever it is, in your sports teams. You guys can lead this effort. Scholars, we talked about the community service projects and the scholarships that go along with them. And I know the parents are very interested in those scholarship opportunities that go along with them. But to qualify for those, you must complete those community service projects. You have 1 year in which to do that. Get that information into Allison. Once you complete it, get all your documentation and get those in to qualify for those scholarships. And again, the last thing that I'll say, and I'm going to repeat something I just said, please, 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 when you leave these walls, go find your passion. We honestly thought Congressman Rogers was going to be able to be with us this evening. His schedule changed and he's not able to be here in person, but he did want to send a message to you, so if we could, let's watch the video of Congressman Rogers.
Hello, I'm Congressman Hal Rogers, and I want to congratulate each one of you on becoming a Rogers Scholar. As you know, this program is highly selective and only offered to the best and brightest students in Southern and Eastern Kentucky. This achievement is truly a testament to your ability, your character, and your determination. I launched the Rogers Scholars Program to afford students from our region the same opportunities that are available to students across the country, including access to quality scholarships, networking with leaders, and advancing the skills necessary to seize your potential as the next generation of leaders for Kentucky. I know at times the grass looks greener in bigger cities or at larger schools, but let me assure you, being from our rural part of the country is one of the greatest advantages that you will ever have. I've seen it time and again. Our students are the most driven, hardest working, humble, and compassionate students on college campuses today. In fact, we have Eastern Kentucky natives all over the world, leading programs at NASA, developing the latest technology in Silicon Valley, and proudly representing our country in Washington, D.C., and on the front lines of our military efforts around the world. The sky's the limit for you. And since you're Rogers Scholars, I know that you have the character and drive it will take to accomplish your dreams. As you graduate from this prestigious program, I want to encourage you to consider how you can impact Southern and Eastern Kentucky for the next generation. We need you to help lead the way and shape the future of our region. I hope you've gained valuable experiences through each challenge of the program this week, and I believe lifelong friendships will develop among many of you as you work together on projects in the future. I can't wait to see what else you can accomplish. Godspeed.
Congressman Rogers is passionate about this program. A couple of years ago, we had him speaking to one of the classes, and one of the students asked him what he considered his greatest accomplishment in his service as a congressman. And he said, right there, you young people, the Rogers Scholars Program, he considers his greatest achievement. So make him proud. Before I turn the program over to Allison, I do want to thank Allison and Amy. Is Amy in here? Amy's not in here. Amy Ellis and Allison Cross. Allison, stand up so they can see you, and thank you. They do all the hard work. I just take the credit for it, and I'm kidding, but they actually do. They work tirelessly getting ready for this program, and they're with the students throughout the entire week, and they do an absolutely fabulous job, and I'm just thrilled to have them. And I also want to make sure and recognize our RAs, Clayton Dalton and Peyton Riggin. Stand up and let them, thank you. And certainly all of the staff at Lindsey Wilson College that have made our camp absolutely incredible. Was the food any good? Yeah, just so-so? Yeah, there you go. Oh. I thought the food was very good. At this time, I'm going to invite Allison up to lead us through the rest of the program.
Thank you, Lonnie. Parents, it's been a privilege to share this week with your children. Like Lonnie said, this is the first in-person program that we've had since 2019, and we couldn't be happier to experience this occasion with your special group of students. They all came into camp willing to share who they were and soaked in all of the experiences that have come with this opportunity. I watched various students walk into the dorm last Sunday afternoon shy, hesitant, worried about what the week would bring. By Thursday night, we watched a comedian, an auctioneer, a juggler, and a handful of singers grace the stage in front of dozens of kids that they've only known for less than a week. There were a lot of tears and a lot of laughter. The best part of this job is watching these young leaders blossom and grow into stronger and more confident individuals that they are meant to be. We were all heartbroken, like Lonnie said, last March when the world shut down and our 2020 program was adapted to virtual. I'm happy to say that some of our 2020 scholars are here tonight, and we will get a chance to honor them as well. Let's give our 2020 scholars a hand. This has been a week for the record books. We have a record number of students at this camp, a record number of different personalities, different opinions, various potential academic and career paths ahead of them. Many speakers this week spoke about not living in an echo chamber of thoughts and opinions. They spoke about how it's important to embrace our differences, learn from each other, and learn how to just be who you are. If you carry anything with you this week, I hope you carry that. Be your genuine self, be honest, and be kind. And when you set out to accomplish something, do it with the same drive and passion that you've shown me and our RAs this week. It's been an incredible week. We have 36 scholars from 26 different counties. Some students came in knowing each other. Some students came in not knowing anyone. None of that even mattered. After spending the past year in a pandemic, now more than ever, our students were eager to make connections and make lifelong connections. Here they did this week. Students, it's been a true honor to get to spend this past week with you. I hope you all had a memorable experience here with us. We look forward to sharing with your parents what has taken place this week. Before that, I would like to take a moment and thank all of our sponsors for this year's program. Please take a moment to stand if you are here representing any of our sponsors for this year. Our top sponsors include TTAI, South Kentucky RECC, Conley Bottom, Outdoor Venture, Community Trust Bank, First and Farmers Bank, Kentucky Utilities, Lincoln Manufacturing, Fork Bank, and Vaughn and Melton. Let's give all of our sponsors a hand. I would also like to thank a few people who helped make this a truly amazing week. First and foremost, Lonnie Lawson and the staff here at the Center for Rural Development. The center prides itself on this program. Staff here at the center work hard to make this a successful week. Since 2013, this program has been held on the campus of Lindsey Wilson College. They are just as dedicated to this program as we are. They were our very first scholarship partner for the program, and since then we have continued to find additional scholarship opportunities for your children. Today we partner with 20 different colleges and universities. Let's give Lindsey Wilson College a hand. Additionally, the educators from several universities who have dedicated their time to develop comprehensive curriculum for the majors in this program. We had Dr. Bruce Walcott from the University of Kentucky for our engineering major. For our healthcare major, we had Ann Dabney with Taylor Regional Hospital and Lindsey Wilson College's Susan Vickus, Abe Cross. Thank you to various community leaders who took part in the communication major, including the staff at Campbellsville University, 92.7 The Wave, the Adair Progress, Mike Charter of Fork Broadcasting, Chris Winkle of the Kentucky Broadcasters Association, and Ramey Hutchison of Hutch Digital. Thank you to everyone involved. I want to take the time to thank our RAs. I know Lonnie already asked them to stand up, but I'd like to talk a little bit about them. They worked really hard this week in connecting with your kids and make sure that they had a safe and healthy environment. We had Peyton Riggins. She's a Russell County native and senior education major at Western Kentucky University. Peyton is also a 2017 graduate of the Rogers Scholars Program. We also have Clayton Dalton of Pulaski County, who is a senior political science major at the University of Kentucky. Clayton is also a graduate of all three of the Center's youth programs. Let's give them a hand. Now I'm going to introduce the 2021 Rogers Scholars Ambassadors. We started the Ambassador Program to keep students engaged in the program for years to come. They will serve as a link between the program and their group of students. We have 2 scholars who were selected to help with the program curriculum, reunions, and future events. The ambassadors are going to come up and tell you what they did this week. Let's welcome our 2021 Rogers Scholars Ambassadors, Bailey Bullock and Samuel Dalton.
Hello all, I'm Bailey Bullock and this is Samuel Dalton, and we are your student ambassadors. This week we have all grown through leadership, community service, and civic engagement. We are so excited to take you through our week and showcase a fraction of the fun we've had. When we arrived on Sunday, we soon entered the now fairly familiar Hodge building. We soon engaged in an exciting round of get-to-know-you games. Much to our surprise, we were immediately handed a roll of toilet paper. We were instructed to unroll as much toilet paper as our hearts desired, some of us taking the assignment as a means to acquire the amount of toilet paper necessary for the week. The amount of pieces turned out to equate to a number of facts for us to share, aiding us to create instant connections. We also shared dream concerts, proving a point of conversation throughout the week. To wrap up Sunday night, we competed to solve a murder mystery in the ultimate team-building experience. We separated into 5 groups and raced each other to catch the murderer.
On Monday, we learned skills essential for personal and academic success from public speaker Jeremy Taylor. We also hosted several civic engagement speakers. We learned a lot from these loyal civil servants. Finally, we held a mock debate where we learned about current events and argued over issues for a judging panel of our peers. We got to practice our research and public speaking skills through this exercise.
Tuesday, we started our morning with an encouraging message from Chris Schmidt. He taught us his 3-step process for leadership: live, learn, lead. We were taught to use our experiences as followers to become better leaders. Soon after, we were able to listen to a panel of local entrepreneurs. Maddie Willis, a 17-year-old bakery owner, spoke to us about tips for startup. Benny Garland, leader of the Russell County Industrial Development Authority, spoke to us about continued leadership. Josh Branscombe spoke to us about community involvement in rural businesses. Our discussion was moderated by Sharon Burton, who brought her own experiences as owner of Farmland Publications. We swiftly transitioned to a lunch speech by current Secretary of State, Michael Adams. He detailed his work to pass legislation regarding safer elections and increased voter participation. We also learned about his efforts to effectively communicate and work alongside members of the opposing party. Following these presentations, we walked over to Lindsey Wilson's Recreation Center for a college and career fair. 18 colleges participated, allowing us to gather information and ask questions about various majors and campus life. We capped off our evening with an etiquette dinner in Cranmer Dining Hall. We learned business skills, proper table manners, and professional actions at a business meal. We were able to deepen our connections with each other and prepare for future interactions in a meal setting.
Wednesday was a day packed with community service. We started the day writing cards for senior citizens in nursing homes. We then listened to the Somerset Community College president, Casey Castle, speak about his job in Somerset Community College. To end the day, we helped paint, clean, and organize a future women's homeless shelter. We also got to specialize in one of 3 majors. This will be covered more by the students of each major.
Thursday's lunchtime speaker was UK President Dr. Eli Capilouto. He explained upgrades to college buildings and services, UK campus life, and the program areas UK offers. After lunch, we participated in a NASA presentation, expanding all of our knowledge about our vast cosmos. He detailed many industries in Kentucky that directly impact aerospace, opening our minds to new job possibilities. We closed off our week Thursday night learning a hip-hop routine, playing chicken in a hen house, eating ice cream, and witnessing incredible talents of our fellow scholars.
On Friday, we packed our bags and bid Lindsay Wilson farewell. When we arrived here at the center, we had the opportunity to present our community science service projects. I truly believe this group of scholars will make a great impact on their communities with these projects. We then got to listen to Olympian Kenny Davis talk about his experience at the 1972 Munich Games, and that brings us to the present. This program was a truly phenomenal experience. I made friends, learned a lot, and truly grew as a student, a citizen, and a person. I'd like to thank Hal Rogers and the Center for making this once-in-a-lifetime experience possible.
Thank you, ambassadors. At this time, we're going to start our presentation of majors. Students spent 10 to 12 hours in one of 3 majors, including engineering, healthcare, and communication. I'd like to welcome to the stage our communications students.
Hi, I'm Anna Farmer from Pulaski County.
I'm Callie Easton from Pulaski County.
I'm Elizabeth Dalton from Pulaski County.
Hello, I'm Caroline Melton representing Leslie County.
I'm Ginger Johnson from Wolfe County.
I'm Ashton Flack from Adair County.
I'm Lee Hicks from Taylor County.
Hello, I'm Caleb Rose. I'm from Harlan County.
I'm Merrick Taylor from Garrett County.
I'm Ian Rousey from Casey County.
I'm Chloe Reynolds from Johnson County. Good evening. This PowerPoint is presented by the Rogers Scholars Communication major. In this presentation, we will be describing our amazing week at Lindsay Wilson College and various other locations. We enjoyed getting out and spending our time at Campbellsville University, 92.7 The Wave, and the Adair Progress. Now let's begin.
On Wednesday, we toured Campbellsville University's Mass Communication Building. Here we were led by Alex Mead. We were given the opportunity to use their green screen, operate their TV room, see their classrooms, and even talk on air. We would like to give a huge thank you to Campbellsville University for giving us a chance to use their new building and letting us in on their secrets of communication.
The communications group traveled to the new Mass Communication Center on Campbellsville University campus. There we met with Benji Ham, who taught us all about journalism. We learned interview techniques and how to draft the perfect interview questions to get complete and accurate answers. He also tasked us with creating a commercial advertisement for Kentucky Kingdom.
Throughout the Rogers Scholars Communication major, we had a lot of exciting activities, and we went to a bunch of interesting places. One of those interesting places that we took a visit to was the radio station for Radio 92.7 The Wave. While we were there, we took a tour of the facility, and we found out a lot of things, such as how radio stations work and what it's actually like to be on air. While we were there, we actually did an interview with him where he asked us questions such as, what was our experience like at the Rogers Scholars Program?
After that, we went to the Adair Progress Center. We toured the building and got to see the advertisement room, composition room, editorial room, and a physical printing press in the back of the building, and we got to see how it worked. We got to learn the steps to create a newspaper while at the building too. At the end of the tour, we were able to keep a special edition story if we wanted to.
On Thursday, we listened to the Forked Broadcasting president, Mike Tarter, talk about the importance of the radio and how it connects the community. He shared his journey that led him to broadcasting and taught me to chase my dreams because he followed his.
On day 5 of Rogers Scholar, we were joined by Ramey Hutchinson. Ramey has worked all over the surrounding states producing content for healthcare, politicians, manufacturing, and retail industries. Ramey has filmed many videos and even made a video of us as we were making our own. Ramey helped us with our projects and showed us some of his own. He showed us a behind-the-scenes video he did of Billy Ray Cyrus. He also took videos of us and the campus with his drone and let us use the video film as well.
This is a group photo of the communication group on one of our trips we took this week. We were at the Mass Communication Center in Campbellsville, Kentucky. We had a tour of the building and 2 lecture sessions. It was a very beneficial visit.
On Thursday, we broke into teams and created a video to show what all we did this week. Here's the first group, consisting of myself, Ashton Flatt, Anna Farmer, Merrick Taylor, Caleb Rose, and Lee Hicks.
Well, the majors that we do are a lot of fun, and they can teach you a lot that you could probably use later in life.
Your comfort zone and go and meet new friends, because I came here and I was the only one from my school, and I was scared to make new friends, but I did, and honestly I think I've made really good friends that'll last a lifetime.
Fair because it really opened my eyes to new opportunities, and I really liked going around and talking with the college admissions boards and kind of getting a feel for their colleges, what majors they offer, and what their campus would be like if I would want to go there.
Rogers Scholar has made me feel chosen and worthy. I feel like I'm becoming more and more in love with my future, all because of this program.
On Thursday, we broke into teams and created a video to show what we learned and what we did this week. Here's the second week, consisting of myself, Ginger Johnson, Ian Rousey, Chloe Reynolds, and Caroline Melton.
Hi, I'm Callie Eastern from Pulaski County.
Hi, I'm Caroline Melton from Leslie County.
Hi, I'm Ian Rousey from Casey County.
Hi, I'm Chloe Reynolds from Johnson County.
I'm Ginger Johnson from Wolfe County.
And this is our experience at Rogers Scholars.
So my expectations were to just make like a few friends, but it turned out that I made friendships with everybody at this camp, and they're all unique people, and I just love everyone that I met here.
Coming into this camp, I expected to be super tired and drained after day 1, but the reality is you make so many new friends and you have so much fun all the time that it's hard to be tired or bored.
I came into this camp expecting not to make as many friends as I did and wanting to go home after the first day, but the reality is I want to come back. I don't want to ever leave, and I've made so many new friends that I will remember for the rest of my life.
When I came into this camp, I expected it to be a lot like Rogers Explorers, but it actually topped it.
I came into this camp not expecting to make the lifelong friendship that I've made this week, and I'm so excited that I had the opportunity to make these friendships.
To future scholars, I would like to say just enjoy every single day of camp. It's easy to look forward to going home, and while that's really exciting, you have to live in the moment and have fun.
My advice to the future Rogers Scholars is to not be afraid to be weird and to get out of your comfort zone. There are so many fun and interesting people that you're going to meet at this camp, and you'll remember them for a lifetime.
Dear future Rogers Scholars, just be yourself and everything will be super fun. The time is precious here and it flies by.
The advice I would give to future Rogers Scholars is just to have fun with it. Don't be afraid to talk to other people because everyone else is just as nervous as you.
Future Rogers Scholars need to enjoy the moments they have here. There are so many amazing people I've met, and that I know I will cherish the friendships for the rest of my life.
I grew as a leader here because I learned from all the speakers that it's always good to have a good supportive group. And I'm so thankful to say that I have a good supportive family, and I met very supportive friends at this camp that I'll have for a lifetime.
This week I grew because I learned to communicate and affiliate with new people. My entire life I've been so used to familiar faces, and it was great to get out of my comfort zone and learn new things.
I grew as a leader and learned how to communicate better with everybody, and as if I wasn't out of my shell even more, I am now, being surrounded by all these other people with amazing confidence.
I grew as a leader this week by listening to our speakers about having to respect your peers and being the best version of yourself.
I grew as a leader this week by taking what my peers had to offer me to heart. I'm so glad I got this opportunity to step out of my comfort zone and do things I normally wouldn't do.
I would like to conclude our amazing Rogers Scholars experience. On behalf of the communication majors and I, we would like to give a special thank you. Thank you to Miss Allison Cross, Mr. Lonnie Lawson, Miss Amy Ellis, and the Center for Rural Development. Thank you to our incredible RAs, Clayton Dalton, Peyton Riggins, and the staff at Lindsey Wilson College. Also, a huge thank you to all of our guest speakers and volunteers. We will cherish everything we have learned through communications, and we are excited and hopeful for our future growth. Rogers Scholars, thank you for giving us memories and friendships to last a lifetime.
Thank you, students. Now I'd like to welcome our engineering students to the stage.
Hi, I'm Sawyer Gamble from Pulaski County.
I'm Max East from Pulaski County.
I'm Ben Garland from Russell County.
Peyton Smoot from Laurel County.
I'm Jacob Massey from Clay County.
Ross Messer from Knox County.
Christian Boland from Owsley County.
Hunter Adkins from Pike County.
Lindsay Bandy from Metcalfe County. I'm Victoria Penix from Lawrence County.
Abby Meek from Boyd County.
Ashton Long from McGoffin County.
I'm Madeline Allen from Bell County. We were in engineering working with Dr. Walcott and Miss Walcott. Throughout this week, we have learned and experimented with many new things. To start off,
do you know exactly what an engineering career entails? This is a question my entire class contemplated while playing a Jeopardy-style game called Quizbo. Our instructor assembled us in groups to compete against one another for prizes. You had the option to win rulers, shirts, and etc. After completing the activity, our interest in engineering was sparked.
On Wednesday, Dr. Walcott took us outside to do some team building activities. For the first activity, we split into 2 different groups and joined hands. Dr. Walcott then gave each team one hula hoop. The object was to pass the hula hoop in a circle, keeping your hands joined. After every round, we were able to change up the order and draft different players to the other team. This silly game turned out to be harder than we all expected. In order to win this game, we all had to work together and communicate. These are 2 major factors to being an engineer. After every round, we had to rearrange our order based on height and discover new strategies to maximize success. It taught us just how important communication and teamwork are in our everyday life.
Along with this, as part of the engineering major, we participated in a game that Dr. Walcott called the Tesla Coil of Death. In this game, we stayed in our same teams from the previous game with only a minor amount of drafting. This game required us to balance a hula hoop between 7 people with only the back of our pointer fingers. With our fingers, we had to lower the hula hoop to the ground without losing contact with the hoop. Although this game was very difficult and took us multiple tries to complete, it taught us many valuable things. This game showed us exactly how important teamwork is and proved the point that everyone has to put in the same amount of effort in order for something to work. By effectively communicating, we had fun while also being shown how important teamwork is in engineering.
Dr. Walcott gave us a challenge of creating a boat made out of a 4x4-inch piece of tinfoil. There were 2 things, and there was 2 trials in this activity. In the first trial, we were given a piece of tinfoil with no directions besides that it needed to be smaller than needs to be similar to a boat. So with that in mind, we began working with our partners to create a boat. Once we were finished with the first boat, we tested it in a tub of water. Once placed in the water, we put pennies in the boat.
While placing the pennies, we counted them as we went along. The penny that sunk the boat was subtracted from the total amount of pennies. Then, before trial 2 began, Dr. Walcott gave us a lesson in how to make our boats more successful by using math and measurements. After we listened and learned, trial 2 began, and we repeated the same process.
We also participated in Shark Tank. This is an activity where we were split into groups, and we only had 5 minutes to create an idea. Mr. Walcott wanted the ideas to be something not only to help ourselves, but everyone in daily struggles. Some of the ideas were a pen that you could use reusable ink, a marker that never dried out, a multi-purpose razor, and a shower buddy, which allowed you to use your phone in the shower.
We brought these ideas to life with 3D pens provided by Dr. Walcott. After the teams were done building their prototypes, we had to present them. The activity being called Shark Tank, we obviously had to pitch our idea for the product we wish to develop. Not only did we all enjoy this activity, it taught us important problem-solving skills, teamwork strategies, and really just overall developed our views on engineering.
As we ventured into the robotics world, we began to dissect our robots. Taking them apart piece by piece, we slowly found out how they functioned. In a slow and delicate process, we finally finished the job. Then Dr. Walcott instructed the teams to put the robots back together. As we followed instructions to put our robots back together, Dr. Walcott informed our teams we would be competing in robotic competitions. And that's when the fun began.
To continue for robotics, we held our very own Kentucky Derby. This consisted of each team programming their robot to drive into 4 turns, returning it to the start. Through trial, error, and a little bit of help from Dr. Walcott, we were able to accomplish our goals while learning about the importance of electrical engineering.
On Thursday, we also made a DC magnetic machine. We did this by constructing rubber bands, magnetic wire, paper clips, a magnet, and a battery all together. Dr. Walcott was able to emphasize the importance of electrical engineering with a simple yet fun concept.
In the Connects Building Challenge, we separated into groups of 3 and designed structures. The goal was to build the tallest freestanding tower. We had 5 minutes to plan without building, and then build with no talking for 1 minute. Everyone had a great time in the competition.
In conclusion, our week in engineering was an amazing learning experience that also doubled as fun. I want to thank the University of Kentucky for letting Dr. Bruce Walcott and Mrs. Catherine Walcott come down to teach us all about the field of engineering. We went over some types of engineering, including electrical, civil, agricultural, chemical, mechanical engineering. And last, I want to thank the Rogers Scholar Program for providing us with this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Thank you, students. Now I'd like to welcome our healthcare students to the stage.
My name is Riley Castle, and I'm from McGoffin County.
My name is Hannah Witt, and I'm from Morgan County.
My name is Wesley Cares, and I'm from Wayne County.
I'm Bailey Bullock from Rockcastle County.
My name is Tate Sheffield, and I'm from Monroe County.
Samuel Dalton from Pulaski County.
My name is Evan Little, and I'm from Clinton County.
Jack Bruner, Pulaski County.
Grace Bruner, Pulaski County.
Katie Beth Smith, Lincoln County.
Mary Jackson, Whitley County.
I'm Caroline Richmond. I'm from McCreary County. This presentation is an overview of our time spent in the healthcare major. To begin our majors, we went to the Gooden Center and worked with the nursing instructor at Lindsey Wilson. We learned many of the basic skills needed for a solid foundation in any healthcare career. These included checking pulse, choking procedure, and proper hand washing. This gave us a great glimpse into what a life in healthcare would look like.
We learned how to hear our own pulses through a Doppler. We used an anti-choking training vest to learn how to save someone from choking, and we watched a video on proper hand hygiene. We also saw a lifelike mannequin that nursing students use to simulate a lifelike patient.
Wednesday, we had the opportunity to practice suturing on foam blocks. Even though it wasn't on real people, it was quite the experience. After we got finished with the needle and thread, we were taught how plastic surgeons use smaller supplies to leave less of a scar. Stapling is used by doctors most often because it is more fast and efficient. I will definitely say for all of us, we had a great time.
For our athletic training portion, we headed to the Wellness Center on campus. There we learned about the different schooling needed to become an athletic trainer. The life of an athletic trainer was described as fast-paced and very fun. I took a strong interest because of this.
Like Grace, I had a great time. Athletic training is not just for physically helping athletes, but also emotionally. Making strong connections with the athletes is a huge part of the job. Overall, I am very thankful for the opportunity to learn about this part of the medical field.
In our healthcare pathway, we also briefly studied the subject of sports medicine. Mr. Abe Cross taught us about kinesiology and how it's applied to medicine, especially in sports. Kinesiology is the study of movement, so it's needless to say that it's important in sports and medicine in general. Mr. Cross explained to us that how this study of biological motion can help to prevent as well as treat injuries. We've gained valuable knowledge on how medicine and physics overlap and can make people more safe.
We also learned about the financials of the health field. We covered expected pay, job markets, and current job trends. While some may consider this boring, it's critical information for us.
On Thursday, we traveled to Taylor County Regional Hospital. Unfortunately, due to COVID-19 restrictions, we were unable to take a tour of the hospital, but instead we got to go to their conference room and their employees came in and talked about their occupancies.
The first person to conference with us was Mr. Luke Williams, and he walked us through codes and safety procedures within the hospital. He explained procedures for hazardous materials and how to use proper PPE.
Our next speaker was Nancy Cook. Nancy Cook is an ER nurse and has been for 21 years. She told us that ER care takes strong dedication and a passion for what you love.
Radiologist Steve Moffitt walked us through X-ray, MRI, CT scans, ultrasound, and many more. He works hand in hand with each area of the hospital.
Our next speaker was Mary Smith. Mary Smith is an oncology nurse, and she taught us our basic skills of her job, such as patient care and bedside manner. She told us that whatever makes their life easier through a hard time is what you need to do.
Our last speaker was Miss Jenny Porter. She's worked a total of 13 years in the OR. The hospital does dental, ears, nose, and throat, and pediatric dental operations, as well as many others. Her love for her profession shows her dedication.
On Thursday afternoon, we went to the Adair County 911 Dispatch Center. There, we sat down in a meeting room, and the director there explained to us his job and the jobs of the others who worked there with him and how they worked to get to their position. He let us go upstairs where they actually work and showed us how they do their job, what they use to do their job, and the many aspects of his job.
Another place we visited was Adair EMS. Here they showed us some of the facility and the inside of an ambulance. They showed us their stretcher that no longer requires the first responders to pull it out themselves. They also showed us the cardiac monitor, which records your heart rate, rhythm, and other vitals. We had 2 different paramedics talk to us about some experience they have seen in the field. Overall, it was very interesting, and we got to learn a little background about what it's like to work at an emergency medical services facility.
For our final trip in healthcare for Roger Scholar, we visited the Adair County Animal Hospital. They first took us back to give us a tour and meet some of their patients. The vet's assistant explained what her job is and what happens throughout the hospital. The secretary of the hospital then told us a little about herself and some of her favorite experiences while having that job. Because I am considering a career in veterinary medicine, Dr. Pettyjohn let me watch a procedure. It was such an incredible opportunity and made my dream to be a vet more real. This is a photo of our group. We had a great time learning this week, and thank you to everyone who made it possible.
Thank you, students. Let's give them all a hand. Before we get to the certificates, there are a few students that we would like to recognize. Here to present the Al Cornett Award is Clayton Dalton.
I am here to present the Al Cornett and Dr. Bruce Ayers Leadership Award. This award goes to the student with the second highest application in your class of scholars. Alfred Cornett was employed as a master craftsman at Southeast Kentucky Community and Technical College for some 20 years. During that time, Mr. Cornett handcrafted hundreds of mountain dulcimers, many of which made their way as special gifts to individuals throughout the nation. Recognized by the Kentucky House of Representatives on 2 separate occasions for his outstanding work as a craftsman, Mr. Cornett is also known for building banjos, guitars, and mandolins. In addition to his woodworking skills, this World War II veteran is a frequent contributor to local newspapers on the subject of economic renewal in the region. This award is also given in honor of Dr. W. Bruce Ayers, who served as president of Southeast Kentucky Community and Technical College for almost 27 years and was an employee of the college for more than 45 years when he retired in June of 2013, at which time he was named President Emeritus. During his tenure, the college expanded from 1 to 5 campuses and enrollment grew from 800 to 5,000 students. Dr. Ayers is a former board member for the center as well as former chairman. Currently, Dr. Ayers is the managing partner of Star Educational Programming, holds membership on the SOAR Executive Board, the Central Appalachian Institute for Research and Development, and the Tri-City Chamber of Commerce. The recipient of the Cornett Ayers Leadership Award will receive a handcrafted dulcimer in honor of Al Cornett and Dr. Bruce Ayers. Today, I will present the Cornett Ayers Leadership Award to Victoria Penix.
Now here to present the Doug Reese Memorial Scholarship is Peyton Riggins.
I'm here to present the Douglas Reese Memorial Scholarship, which is a $250 scholarship that goes to the student with the highest application score. A. Douglas Reese was well known throughout southern and eastern Kentucky as a prominent attorney, civic leader, and storyteller. Doug was born in Cincinnati, Ohio, son of Albert and Opal Montgomery Reese in 1942. Doug's family moved to Jackson County, Kentucky when he was a child. Doug passed away suddenly on January 4, 2006. He has 2 children, Amy and the late Adrian Reese, as well as one brother, Gary Reese. In the 1980s, Doug moved from Manchester to London, Kentucky. His law practice in the 1980s was one of the largest coal law practices in eastern Kentucky. From 1986 until 1993, he was a senior managing partner for Reese, Lang & Breeding, a corporate business and banking practice aimed primarily at the coal and energy businesses, with offices in London, Corbin, Versailles, Manchester, Nicholasville, Danville, and Lexington, Kentucky. He served on the board of directors for the Center for Rural Development from 1995 through 2006 and was the board chairman from July 1994 until his death. I am pleased to present this award to Callie Eastham.
Here to present the Tracy Horn Memorial Scholarship is 2021 scholar Max Yeast.
I'm here to present this award on behalf of my cousin Allison Horn today. She couldn't be here. Tracy Dawn Horn was a wonderful nurse and loving mother to two beautiful daughters, Allison and Lauren. She was loved and respected by her patients, her coworkers, and her employees. In 1997, she received a Bachelor of Science in Nursing from Morehead State University, where she gathered many honors. Before her untimely tragic death in 2017, Tracy had experienced a wide variety of nursing positions. She began as a labor and delivery nurse at ARH in Williamson, West Virginia, worked the med surgery floor at Central Baptist Hospital in Lexington and Mary Childs in Mount Sterling, served as the Martin County Health Department, but found her favorite niche as a home health nurse for Highlands Home Health in Prestonsburg and Martin County Home Health in Inez. Tracy would have been so pleased to have this scholarship organized by her daughter, Allison, and presented in her honor to a deserving Rogers Scholar who will be pursuing a career in the healthcare field. Tracy's daughters, Allison and Lauren, were both Rogers Scholars in 2017 and 2019, respectively. This $500 scholarship is awarded to the 2019 scholar who best exhibits this love of the healthcare field and characteristics Tracy said is a successful nurse. The Tracy Dawn Horn Memorial Scholarship goes to Wayne County High School graduate and 2019 Rogers Scholar Emma Carter.
Earlier today, our students got the opportunity to hear from former Olympian Kenny Davis, who was the 1972 captain of the U.S. Olympic basketball team. Lonnie is here to present a book to the third highest scoring student of this year's scholars class. The book is awarded to Anna Farmer. Congratulations to all these deserving students. Let's give them all a hand. Now we will commence with the awarding of the graduate certificates. Parents, you are more than welcome to take photos. However, our staff will take photos for you and post them to social media over the weekend. Today we will honor both our 2021 and 2020 scholars that are here tonight. First up on stage will be the 2021 scholars. Scholars, please, when you get your certificate, please exit behind the curtain. 2020 scholars, you will follow. Please return to your seats once you receive your certificates.
Hunter Adkins. Madeline Allen. Lindsay Bandy. Christian Bowling. Grace Bruner. Jack Bruner. Bailey Bullock. Wes Cares. Riley Castle. Elizabeth Dalton. Samuel Dalton. Callie Eastham. Anna Farmer. Ashton Flatt. Sawyer Gamble. Ben Garland. Lee Hicks. Mary Jackson. Ginger Johnson. Evan Little. Ashton Long. Jacob Massey. Abby Meek. Caroline Melton. Bryce Messer. Victoria Penix. Chloe Reynolds. Caroline Richmond. Caleb Rose. Ian Rousey. Tate Sheffield. Katie Beth Smith. Peyton Smoot. Merrick Taylor. Hannah Witt. Max Yeast. Connor Rosner. Rebecca Spradlin. Peyton McCubbin. Morgan Spoon. Evan Mullins. Carrie Bruce. Macy Daughtry. Ricky Staniford. Lauren Worley. Shelby Stamper. Cruz Wilson.
Before we conclude, I would like to once again thank our sponsors for this year's program. We have TTAI, South Kentucky RECC, Conley Bottom Resort, Outdoor Venture, Community Trust Bank, First and Farmers Bank, Kentucky Utilities, Lincoln Manufacturing, Fork Bank, and Vaughn and Melton. Let's give them a hand. Truly, without the support of our community, this program would not be possible, so we are greatly appreciative of all of our community sponsors this year. As we conclude, I'd like to remind parents that you must sign your child out with us in the theater lobby so that we can make sure that your child makes it home safely. Keep in mind that we also have houseboat tickets and blankets for sale and graduation patches available to those who wish to go ahead and purchase those for next year's graduation. As you leave, you can turn your houseboat tickets in at the theater desk at the top. Thank you, everyone, and have a safe trip home.